We all want to be Yoda.
I don't want to be Yoda.
You don't want to be Yoda. He is pretty ugly, isn't he?
Yoda
He's,
has to kill Luke Skywalker. I don't want that.
he's also just a puppet. He was just a muppet, a puppet.
Yeah.
I have a $5 stuffed imitation of him. I don't know if that works. So, what do we need in order to be successful? You need meta-narratives that define success for us differently. I mean, if you want to be a successful nurse, it's going to be different than being an artist or a lawyer or a carpenter or I mean, there's some absolutely amazing carpenters in town. The skills that come with some of those practical arts are just amazing. I mean, I got in my car today and I thought the statistical chance of the car starting was 100%. And I was right. It started right up. Damn battery cost me $1,000 when I bought it. And that's, if you're familiar with Audi,
Oh.
the problem with it is not just the battery, it's that the battery is hidden under the spare tire, in the trunk, underneath a whole bunch of parts.
It's not even the weirdest
So that basically it takes you the professional knowledge of how to get to the battery, let alone to change the battery. And boy, if somebody asked me for a jump, I'm sorry. There's no way.
I had to jump a car 2 days ago that had the battery under the wheel well next to the driver's side tire. I was like, why? Why?
So we do need individual meta-narratives. Mine, I think I've told people, this is what my reason for being is to learn as much as possible and then to share that with as many people as possible. What's the goal of that? Flourishing. So clearly I'm impacted by a lot of the reading and the learning I'm getting. So Miroslav Volf, when I say yay for him, that's because as I read it, I felt eudaimonia. You know? Yes, you go, Miroslav. That's the way to go. By the way, Miroslav Volf is a professor in the religion department at Yale University. Strictly speaking, he's Episcopalian. However, so define the role you should play in such a way that you could accomplish it while not making that so easy that there's no challenge. I mean, we like at least some challenges. How about truth? I'm sure this question, we all ask this one, what about the truth? Isn't there one such meta-narrative that is really the way things are? I don't think this link works anymore. Does it? Nope, it doesn't. These are old pages. Sorry about that. A meta-narrative needs coherence. So, correspondence theory of truth has to work, but coherent theory of truth. 1 + 1 = 3? No, that's incoherent. It has to be 2. You can come up with jokes where you're punning on 1 and plus and 1.
Right.
And getting 3. Why? Well, because the husband and wife have a child. So you end up, 1 + 1, and then you'll have 3. There's a song,
I get that.
from a really rotten musical movie. But in any case, you get the point there. A meta-narrative needs coherence. It also needs to correspond to the way things appear to us. And for us to know how a meta-narrative can have either of these characteristics, we need to know something about logic. So, of course, at this point, my little quest here takes you on to a particular page from a logic textbook, which I loved the image where you know, logic, you know, what do we learn from logic, etc. But we're almost finished for the day, and I do need a quiz question. And my quiz question that I had thought ahead of time was based on our discussing statistics. And I even brought a copy. This is the logic text that I mostly used for quite a long time, although there are others that I dealt with. And according to our syllabus today, we were supposed to talk about statistical and probabilistic arguments. And I sat down with my coffee this morning and I opened this to the index looking for statistics. And the word statistics is not in this book.
Interesting.
Probability is, and you have
That
all
makes
kinds of
sense.
probability arguments. But I had a quiz question in mind that was kind of based on statistics. And it was also tied into the issue that I had asked about last class, and that was, you know, how would you mediate between two countries that are warring over territory? And I got some very interesting suggestions, you know, basics. You know, we're, I think, all familiar with this kind of dilemma because we're watching in the news people from the various countries that are actively engaged in trying to do this, trying to bring people into a discussion. Will we be able to settle the problem in Ukraine? Will we be able to settle the problem in Sudan? Will we be able to settle the problem in Venezuela? Gaza, I mean, think about it.
It's
You know,
everywhere right now.
we have all kinds of places that are faced with this. So, what's the statistical chance that peace will result once Trump takes office? What do you think? So there's no right or wrong answer to this, although we will discover, of course, a right or wrong answer. But what's the statistical chance that peace will result once President-elect Trump takes office? Just notice that some of his promises include peace on day one in Ukraine, less likelihood of peace in Israel, but Iran is all getting concerned because the chance that President Trump will literally just agree to blow Iran off the map
I want that, you have no idea how bad that would look. I'm gonna-
sounds pretty interesting. So, well, there's my question, and I'll leave it at that. And
0.
I hope everybody enjoyed class today.
Get off to Dr. Hartley.
Thank you for being on Zoom. 12 people on Zoom. That means
Thank you,
11.
Professor. Have a great day.
You too. Keep warm.
I will.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yes, Caleb.
What was the quiz question again?
Okay, so the quiz question is, what is the statistical chance in your mind that peace will happen once President Trump takes office?
Okay, thank you.
That's, I mean, that's a question that's definitely on a lot of people's mind. So, I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right. Have a good day, folks.